that it's okay to be ashamed of your country's past and want your country to do better, as opposed to constantly trying to bring your country back to what it was when what it was kind of sucked. Alrighty, guys, I have great news for everybody. Every single one of you. We're no longer talking about eating oranges and bananas. We're talking about slavery. Because if you're on the streams, you'll know the context for that. If you're not on the streams, you won't. And I like it that way. Let's get to the fan art section before we talk about slavery. This is the fan art section. This one, oh boy, I need to fix a thing as well. Where is my video screen? Boop. Monitor 1. Boop.
A few moments later.
There we go. Whew. So, from Satoki Nijikawa, Vice and Cirrus as slimes in space. Okay then. The next one we have here is from Caden. Finished this during stream. Cirrus keeps getting shipped with his sonas. He keeps complaining, but really, how bad can it be? Apparently, I'm just like the Onceler now. That fandom is scary. The next one we have here is from Glitchy Charlizard. Says, I'm practicing a different shading and lining technique, and cat girls are good models. I really, really like this piece. It's really cute. As always, everybody, though, thank you for the fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best thing to do is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. And also, you know, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that fun stuff. Let's get into the topic at hand before we go much further. And yeah, that is probably a porn ad on there. Look, I had to disable ads on the website, and I just look at my models. You know what the fuck I look at on the internet. Anyway, let's continue. Raw story. Salem, why do you say raw story in all caps? I don't want to read the evil story. Jesus. Anyway, God, it wants me to buy stuff off Temu. Anyway, former Representative Michelle Bachmann, who's a Republican from Minnesota, celebrated America's birthday by declaring that slavery was not a sinful part of the nation's founding. In a July 4th appearance on the Christian program Flashpoint, Bachmann was asked how America's youth viewed the country's inception. She responded by calling the 1619 Project's efforts to document the effects of slavery evil. Huh. Okay. Apparently, the 1619 Project, which is their entire point, is to document the early founding of America and how it was built on slave labor, which, you know, it inarguably was. Apparently, that's evil. Apparently, just showing history is bad, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about anything. Lore, why do you keep showing me drywall that you've eaten? Stop! Jesus Christ. Anyways, moving forward. Said, well, I think sometimes when evil comes into the world and when falsehoods come into our nation, people react to that. There's the 1619 Project that came in, and it's rewriting America's history with a false view of American history, and a lot of people were absolutely appalled by that. The former lawmaker claimed that today's students are falsely being taught that America was sinful from our inception because slavery existed in the original 13 colonies when the War for Independence broke out in 1775. Guys, if your religion doesn't say slavery is a sin, maybe get a different religion. All I'm saying, maybe get a different religion. Maybe yours is broken and you need to fix it. Just a little bit. She says they're taught things that aren't true, that America's a hateful country. We most certainly were, in a lot of ways we still are, that we're sinful from our inception. That isn't true, and so there's a whole another group who are interested in knowing what the truth is. And so they're very motivated, and they're active in wanting to get the truth out to people. A majority of the founding fathers were slave owners, according to Britannica. Yeah? Let's go and see how that...
Is there do you see any type of refreshed interest in government and how things should be working and our founding fathers? I mean, what is it that you're seeing? You got a really ringside seat there of America's youth coming in.
Well, I think sometimes when evil comes into the world and when falsehoods come into our nation, people react to that. There's the 1619 project that came in, and that is a rewriting of American history, a false view of American history. And a lot of people were absolutely appalled by that. And so we have a number of students that want to come in because they want to know what the truth is. They want to know, what do the primary source documents of this nation say about America? Because in too many undergraduate schools and too many high schools and elementary schools, children are actually being taught lies. They're taught.
So in too many of the educational institutes that have licensed professionals who study the history of the United States and then teach it, wrong? Okay, cool.
Things that aren't true, that America is a hateful country, that we were sinful from our inception. That isn't true. And so there's a whole nother group who are interested in knowing what the truth is. And so they're very motivated.
Guys, did you know that it's okay to be ashamed of your country's past and want your country to do better, as opposed to constantly trying to bring your country back to what it was when what it was kind of sucked? Did you know that it's okay to want your country to improve? Did you know that? Because apparently she didn't know that. Apparently it's not okay to want your country to do better, to be better. What you want instead is for your country to constantly be celebrating its founding and celebrating its storied history that we've lied to ourselves about. I've actually had this disagreement with a friend of mine who's like, yeah, we know that America's built on a foundation of a bunch of lies we tell our kids, but we need that for our shared identity. No, the fuck we don't. No, the fuck we don't. It's okay to have a shameful beginning. It's okay to move on from that. Hell, I've repeatedly on my channel pointed out that I'm ashamed of the person that I was. Hell, even early on in the inception of my channel, I was not a great person, and I still am not a great person, but I've worked to improve, and it's okay to recognize those aspects in yourself. If it's okay to recognize those aspects in yourself, it's okay to recognize those aspects in your country. Again, if your religion tells you that it's not sinful to have slaves and to engage in the slave trade, your religion is broken. Fix it. Said you want your country to eat drywall. That's the end of the video. Lore, get out.